SK looking last. I mean, the Anivia kind of makes Olaf nicer because he can just run her down. So we'll see if that's what SK decide to lock in, and it is.
But Olaf's natural counter is a wall.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have flash. I mean, like what?
Yeah, if you wall him off, yeah.
You just walk away.
That's true.
It's high. Let's get it. You know.
We have a gank.
We have a gank. Top side. Wonder. Very quickly running away from the Scorpion, but a flash in from Skewmon. Definitely nice. The axe to come through the undertow. Wonder nowhere to go. First blood for G2. You said action on the top side. We're seeing it now, and now Skeens is going to try to 2v1. That was not good, my guy.
Broken Blade thought he had the damage to take down Skeens. So Alzama had more mana here. I think they could look for a dive and trade 1-for-1. They might still look for it.
And this is a bit of a toughie.
I mean, Lebrov is going to die if they go for it, but if they can kill Yopa, it's worth.
Taunt through, doesn't quite get the flash. Knockback is there. Lebrov is going to die, but oh, so is Mickey. Hansama
got the mana
debating.
from Prison Mind. Oh, doesn't go for it. Skewmon is behind Wonder. Wonder still no flash.
Sure. To the skies. Remember blow back. Trying to buy time for the rest of his team to get there. Keep your eyes on that mini-map. Jungle support on the way. Mickey and Skeen trying to come in, as is Lebrov. Full 3v3, but SK behind the play thus far. Wonder going to die before the play even starts. Now Skeens and Mickey, just spectators to their top lane. Ultis traded. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a wall has been leveraged. Caps cannot get around it, but the gravity field is good too. Skeens ward hopping forward. Sonic Wave connects. Caps still getting the Scuttle Crab movement speed, trying to get tricky with it. Mickey moving into cover to make sure Skeens can get this kill. No way for Lebrov to contest. And that Skeens getting one back.
Really nice gank from Skeens there. Caps flashed the initial. Skewmon's in the area though, so should dissuade any sort of dive possibility for SK. Broken Blade needs to be careful. He dies very fast here.
He does. The Q lands from Skeens. Broken Blade is a dead man. Even the Skarner can't get here in time. Nice conversion coming in from Broken Blade. Body block there. Wonder going to finish it with a thundering blow. But the Heartsteel is there for Skewmon to make sure he gets one in return. Slow Q Hunter doesn't do a ton of damage yet, but also Hansama didn't get hit by that Shock Blast, so I'd say mission accomplished.
Yopa needs to be careful.
Lock up. Hansama, good damage to come through. Nice satchel to try and escape. Both Yop and Hansama really low, but on the hunt and the heal. More than enough movement speed. Good burst damage coming through, but that flash not doing much of anything as the Stand United ensures that there's no follow-up angle for Skeens. And Skewmon in the meantime gets the drink.
Kills him. As now Caps might be in trouble. TP.
Well played. Caps locked up. Slowq still standing in the storm, and Lebrov is on the win. Slowq needs to be careful here. He's going to get egged, but he will not go down. Caps. SK at least getting their counterpunch, getting that map play. Still behind in gold, but the Herald will at some point be another 600 gold.
Nice Sivir game. The only thing is Hansama is pretty reliant on his front line to create space for him, since he's up against so many long-range carries. As Caps is
another hook.
Power.
Slowq and Mickey holding hands through this entire game, and Caps cannot make it out of the Glacial Storm. So we'll Caps. He'd be tied, but he kept missing playoffs there for a little while. Jankos, Wonder, so many people on that list, so many legendary names. That's part of the reason why we always talk about the history of these teams. Sometimes,
yeah, G2 are dropping it. They're pushing in top. They want to maybe try to go for more. They're going to get the tier 1, but I don't think they can get the tier 2. Just get a deep push on Broken Blade. I think SK can be pretty happy with this, especially with the fact that they got Hansama's flash as well. So now with Nash up and available, if they're able to get a good insect from Skeens or get a good wall from Slowq and take Hansama down, they could easily start the Nash, as now Yopa gets the mid tower.
Evening out the gold. I don't remember most of them, but I know it's happened at least once.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. It's now Skeens lurking, waiting in the darkness. Wonder versus Caps. Brothers fighting. Stand United up and available. Lee Sin getting pounded into the wall. Taunt Blast coming in for Lebrov. Wonder taken out. They were trying to bully Caps, but this time it's send them to the top side to try to hold the wave. 5 members of G2 on the bottom side of the map. Taunting through now is Lebrov. A bit premature to kick things off. A nice wall to block off Hansama, but not quite perfect positioning. Ulti goes completely wide from Yapa, and now there's a raging Viking standing behind him. Gonna start ripping through his health bar. He just wanted to have a pool party, but it's absolutely not happening. Broken Blade, another wall to delay the push, but G2 with a nice quick fight to ensure their control over this Drake.
And Broken Blade, he came out of nowhere with a steel chair. Takes down Yopa. Yopa tries to flash away. He tries to get away, but there's no way.
And there is enough damage now for Caps' ulti to get those quick resets. Skeens not super tanky right now, working towards the Death Dance. Might help a bit, but we just went from 1,000, about 2,000 gold lead from a couple side lane players from G2 to 4,000 in their favor, and match Drakes. Mickey trying to swing things back a little bit, at least punish Lebrov, but Anivia not the best follow-up champion in the extended play. However, it might be enough. One more staggering blow and another second here, waiting on that cooldown. Wonder on the way in. Lebrov will finally fall. I've asked, I confirm. Production are on it. slow game. They have time. They have the bandwidth, the resources. Wonder gonna have to flash over this wall. Nice angle coming in from Skewmon. Broken Blade might have an axe to kick this one off, but he does have an ulti. The chase now coming in. Mickey, a dead man walking, quick ulti flash to try to make it over the wall, distracting Hansama as he cues out. Spider Knot, praying for a brand new day. There's not gonna happen though. He's about to die. G2 keeping the fight going. Good ulti across the top, but again, only connecting on LeBron. In goes Skis, his body, telling him yes, his mind telling him yes, but now he's gonna be saying hell no, because it's Caps on the flank. 0-3-0, but still getting in there to make the play happen. Now all the way up to 3-3-1 as SK falling apart.
Pretty down fast. It's a Nasher for G2, a 5,000 gold as well. I mean, the one thing that SK
That's a
does have,
4-item Sivers.
I mean, he's gonna do a lot, but he doesn't need to do a lot.
He doesn't need to, okay. So greater magic penetration, but until then, Skewmon is pretty unkillable. So it's tough for SK. They can clear the waves, they can kill the minions, but killing G2's front line is tough. Luckily, G2's front line is not here. Broken Blade going to try to 1v5. Hansama pushed hard. It might not be enough though. Broken Blade still living. Gets burnt to a crisp by the Ignite. And Skeens is going right back in. The front line has finally arrived, but it might be too little too late. Now, that said, Skewmon is officially unkillable. Let's see how long it takes. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. The 80 damage is here. Will it be enough? Yes, it will be. Skewmon will finally fall. Physical damage there for the side of SK to finish up that kill.
And it's a pretty big throw from G2 as SK should be able to pick up this dragon now as well and set themselves on soul point. Although Hansama and Lebrov want to look for the cheese. Skeens face checks.
Quick taunt, pop back to Mickey. Getting low, does have access to the GA. Hansama could be in trouble. Nice hook to interrupt with the GA proc. That's devastating. Lebrov now looking for the angle and the setup. Yappa on the way and flashback from Skeen. Sonic Wave connects. Resonating strike ready to come through. Good hook from Mickey. Down goes Lebrov, and now it's Hansama trapped in the pit. A 1v1 with the dragon. Ziggs ulti across the top, burning his spell shield. Now Hansama's forced to flash away as Caps continues to poke. Mickey's still going forward. No one is here to back him up. It's a one-way trip, but he's happy to take someone with him as SK continue to set their sights on the Cloud Drake. G2 might have gotten that in him in the top lane, but they lost.
Shutdowns giving across the board, and the G2 coaching staff not too happy.
Perks was literally smiling.
Okay.
As SK trying to find a way to get in here, but don't have great vision coverage. Maybe just hoping for the 50-50, but now Skewmon coming over the wall, locking up slow Q. A nice W from Caps to split the fight in the meantime, as double TPs are now coming in. Arriving in the fight is Broken Blade, but at low health, his Skeens isn't quite sure if he wants that play. Ulti from Yopa, not great, only hitting the edge onto Caps, and both sides walking away a bit bruised, but only Mickey has fallen.
And I
think you're getting close to seeing the ideal SK team fight there, but because Mickey went so deep, you see both bit more even footing as Caps looking for a bit of free poke. The first hook from Mickey is going a bit wide as Slowq tries to land some poke of his own. Broken Blade kicking things off, eating a ton of damage before the fight kicks off. They're going to try to burst through that health bar. Ulti across the entire team. Again, not hitting onto key members of G2, however. Mickey's ulti, the depth charge, connects on the Caps with the fall damage in there. Now Wonder's just going to burn to death. The Knight's Vow comes in, but it's just too little. It's not nearly enough as G2 walk down Wonder, and SK looking a little bit dizzy in these fights.
But how did G2 do it? They're magicians. This fight looked so bad in the beginning. Broken Blade was just going in and dying, yet the fight somehow turns again into a 1-for-0 for them as Mickey hooks in.
He hooks in and maybe sent just right back to the fountain. As Skewmon debating if he wants to keep dashing forward. Taunt Flash comes in for Lebrov. Flash back from Slowq was good, but it's Skeens who's gotten the maws of G2. A GA procced. Gonna come right back to life just to die once again. Hansama taking down Skeens.
Already with an open inhibitor in top, they can look to get triple inhibitor and secure themselves positions for Soul and make this game their own.
And you know what I think, Jack? And one of the big things we talked about was the poke of this SK comp, but it really hasn't worked out too well, and you can see when they walk into close range, again, Caps, who started the game pretty far behind, essentially one-tapped Wonder. Q, auto, Death Ray, ulti across the dot. Wonders immediately dies. Now, if he gets to start with poke, he might be able to one-shot Caps as well, but Caps has the Zanyas, Caps has the front line, so much of SK's all-in just is pretty meaningless. As you can see, that's like an auto and a half. Mickey already losing half of his HP, even through the Celestial opposition. But again, we have a Ziggs and we have an Anivia. So if there's anything we will have, it is a decent amount of game time as Yopa finally connecting on a key target with that ulti. Broken Blade.
I think like 5 HP with the death stance. He just barely lives there. That could have been the comeback that SK needed to make a fight happen. Broken Blade, he doesn't have the teleport at least, so he's still going to be out of the fray, but SK used too many tools. They can't make an engage happen. That's 2 inhibitors for G2, and they can recall now and set up bot side and play again, or they can just rotate straight to bot and continue playing the Nash. They're going to take the recall.
Yep, slow, steady, controlled, 90 seconds until Cloud Soul. But you have a 6,000 gold lead and a full build Sivir.
Someone TP towards top side here. I think he wants to go for the red buff. I thought they would just siege bot lane and open up the third inhibitor, but they want to kill
for the
Slowq.
bird. Cap chasing, and if they kill Slowq, they probably just end the game here. There's nowhere for him to go. Gets egged, now will die as well. Ulti from Yopa not dealing nearly enough damage as SK are being zoned away from their own fountain. Minion-empowered melee creeps and casters going to be enough here for G2 to break open the base of SK. Wunder going for the 1v1 with Broken Blade. LeBron interrupts, but I don't think he would have won it anyway. Skeens desperately trying to hold the line, but despite their best efforts, SK picked apart in the mid and late game. G2 outscaling and outplaying in this game one.
And it was a nice attempt by SK. They held on for 40 minutes. But in the end, G2 with 2 Baron Nashor.
Visual bug. When he hits you with the Q, the ritual nails, not you, but the players on the map, they are like gonna 50% disappear and look invisible. It's just a spectator bug. It doesn't affect the players in the game. But if Cassio suddenly disappears off your screen,
Skirm unable to pick up the dragon. And LeBron is now looking to gank top lane. Wunder has the ward, but LeBron has flash.
Hasn't really been any greater advantages gained by either side. The downside is G2's just natural lane states are pretty winning. So they're still pulling a bit ahead in gold as Yappa finally no scatter. Okay. Flash over from Hansama. One more bomb. Dark Sphere. Comet doesn't connect.
Oh, but Yappa trying to chase
still going in. Broken Blade. Sidestep. Mickey moving in. Mounted up on the horse trying to take out his former top laner. Wunder getting chunked down. First blood though. Wunder barely able to escape. LeBron can't make it out. Yappa kills Hansama. SK. We cast her curse G2. They turn it around.
LeBron might be dead as well. Skeens is here. Has the flash. Has the cyclone.
Want to commit to the Leona. Eclipse.
They don't decide to go for 2 kills for SK as they win on both top and bot. Hansama tried to go for the outplay on Syndra, but didn't quite have the damage with Yopa flashing the phosphorus bomb.
Okay, meanwhile, following not.
Slowq
Going all in. Purgatory, domain expansion, dash in, get out! Oh, you love to see it. The Weaves love every moment, but now the dog on the chase, and Slowq probably just dead. 240 health healed up. Not going to be able to get back to pick up that soul. And Skewmon, happy to just grab a kill in return. Kind of gets to dance around you. And now Hansama is going to be in trouble once again. Mickey lining up, Shattering Strike connect this time into immediate scatter of the week. Hansama can't even push his buttons. The exhaust is there, but they lack just that tiny bit of damage. Skewmon now coming over the wall. Mickey, a dead man walking. Skewmon waiting for an angle to throw down the ulti. It's just coming off cooldown. Is Mickey likely to die to the minions? He's channeling in with the Hex Flash. Quick stun to follow, but he will drop. Slowq using the ritual nails to go in. Now in melee range of Caps, though, definitely not ideal. Solar Flare going a little bit wide. The healing coming in from Slowq. Forced to use his ulti. Exhaust is there too. Yappa trying to move in, but the burn damage, the Eclipse, gonna finish him off. Not gonna be able to grab that extra soul now, but Yappa hoping to finish up this kill. Pullback is there from Mickey, and Yappa grabs another. Ulti, no flash available from Caps. Hasn't been able to finish the Roa either. Trying to get tricky with it. Knocks into the wall. One Silver Bolt's nowhere to go. The point and click ulti. The clone not enough to save him.
It's also the fact that because it's 2v2, it's not that they win the 2v2, but Skewmon jumps in on Skeens.
Going on to Skeens, immediately forces Cyclone. Now Hansama's going to jump in. This is going to be a lot of burst damage. Follow-up spin coming in from Skeens. Turns invisible for a brief moment, but Skewmon is just going to go for the chase here. The pack called, flash in, daggers, smite to the side. The dog's now looking to chase a fall, but Skeens still living for an extra moment. The shutdown is there. Yappa 3-0-0, having a hell of a game.
And Slowq gets
flash in from Broken Blade. Exhaust, a little bit extra shielding coming in. That's the lock of the Iron Solari from Mickey, but now it's Mickey himself who's in trouble. Crash down to stay living. Mega there just in time. G2 so close to getting that kill. Wunder still walking forward. Needs to connect onto Broken Blade. Instead, they're going to focus on LeBron. Wallop is there. Looks like LeBron will just be sacrificed as the Gnar comes out from Wunder, and they're going to turn that play right around on G2.
And SK, they strike back with a kill in the mid lane. Gameplay so much harder because you cannot just dash in. We've seen Broken Blade now dash in twice, and if Mickey is able to retaliate and stop him from taking down Wunder, that's when SK's 2v2 in the top side here.
Keep in mind, G2 have already grabbed the Herald. Already ahead in the grubs as well. So SK very much behind in the objective game, and with that Herald picked up, will be behind in gold, but at least they keep things even.
Run on main top. The Cloud Soul would be very nice on her.
Now there's the charge. That's going to be the golden flux that G2 kind of earned previously by securing that first objective. A little turn to the side from Skewmon just to hit Wunder on his way to the tower.
Melee assassin. SK are going for dive on top.
Dog spotting him out. forcing a flash as well as the W coming in. Skeens on the top side of the fight, exhausted by Broken Blade, but just the clone going to be auto-attacked as Mickey just continues to run. Ulti coming out from Skewmon on the chase. Massive damage. Reset is there, and Yopa might be in trouble, but Slowq ready to go over the wall. Purgatory picked up. LeBron looks like he might be first to fall. The exhaust still ticking. Slowq taking down LeBron, grabbing another soul there from Purgatory.
With great movement. If he uses the flash well, if he tumbles well, uses the invisibility from the ultimate, Broken Blade can have a real montage in these fights, and he's certainly strong enough to do so as well, as G2 want to reclaim the territory here.
ACC onto Skeens, Aftershock proc for LeBron, has to be careful not to step too far forward. Broken Blade's going to find the angle, immediate one-shot on Iyapa. Perfect use of the stealth as well as the condemn. Slowq now running for his life. Mickey hoping maybe to find the disengage. Broken Blade keeps chasing forward. He will land the Shattering Strike, but SK already too much on the back foot. Flash back from Broken Blade. Wonder had a flash of his own, but happy to just get that one for free.
Broken Blade find the condemn onto Yopa to give them that dragon. He went a little bit too deep later and had to burn the flash, and we'll see if that will cost him in the later fights.
But with that chain CC, AoE kind of team fight, G2 are just going to out-damage them in the extended play, and it's so hard for SK to lock down these members of G2. You can see them pretty effortlessly just walking away, but Wonder free stacking on the Brav right now on the raid, forcing the G2 retreat. Solar Flare going a little bit wide, but Wonder losing some health in return. Dash in, flash in, and it's Caps now. He's been locked up, but it's Broken Blade on the flank looking to lock up Slowq. Mickey hoping for the interrupt. Double exhaust now traded back as Skeens manages to take down Caps. Yappa on the bottom side of the fight, getting pushed back by Skewmon, who's going to dash again over the wall to try and retreat. Hansama and Broken Blade, double 80 carries, still standing. Slowq, Wonder, Skeens, a man advantage, but it's enough to win the fight. The nails coming through for Slowq. The reset to take him out, a flash away, matched by Hansama as the double box.
And that means that G2's backline can now go forwards. But we don't have time to talk about that. Mickey's caught,
another fight,
and he's dead.
Mickey caught, Mickey down. And you can see in that fight, again, G2
needs to get that initial reset, because that's what allows him to have that mobility. Now Caps might be in trouble here.
Action, spin onto Caps. Purgatory already pulled out, 2 members locked up, and now it's Skewmon who's in trouble. Reset is there, but they're going to back away as it's double TPs from G2. Double 80 carries joining the fray. Hansama and Broken Blade will not let that play go unpunished. Ulti out from Broken Blade. We'll just take his time finishing off the blue buff. Slowq debating if he wants to re-engage. Control ward over the wall. Yappa on the way in. G2 not out of harm's way yet, but it's the Hex Flash over the wall onto LeBron. Yappa, nice forward step to get away from the Solar Flare. Both sides poking and prodding as Wonder continues to split push in the top lane, looking to knock down that tower. Overall, SK pretty content with that exchange. 1 for 1, and they get that tower.
Yeah, Broken Blade wanted revenge for Caps.
Second, Wonder falls out of Mega. It's really easy for G2 to pull the trigger. 15 seconds before he can start even stacking Rage again, let alone get that bar completely full. Crash down, out, has demounted. Skewmon on the flank. Solar Flare forcing the flash out of Yopa. It's a slow burn of a fight. Both sides waiting for the perfect angle. Skewmon, good flank, jumps over the wall, grouping with the team. 50-50 territory. Skeens dashing in, objective, getting lower, manages to grab it, and then his instant one-shot onto LeBron. Purgatory landing onto 2 for the chase. A basically dead even game.
Brooklyn has...
You don't have the luxury of scaling now. Dash in with the action pursuit from Slowq. He's going to be in trouble now. Burning, running away. The slow still taking on him, but Wonder trying to hold the line as best he can. Ulti goes onto the clone, it looks like, but it's an exhaust on the Yopa, so the fall damage really isn't there. Mickey on the flank with absolutely no HP, but Wonder from downtown finds the Nor ulti and exhaust. Not enough to stop him, but his Caps taking down everybody else. In the meantime, it's a double kill for Wonder, but not nearly enough to take the fight as G2 take down 4.
Where did Mickey come? But you don't like it.
Nah, I feel like the kid with 2 action figures where you just hit them together against each other. That's the moment I'm waiting for. And I get that this is
We've got some of that. I mean, that last fight was kind of like that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of that. But both sides are really just playing to the limit.
G2 seem like they want to fulfill your wish. They've started off with the Nash. Now SK need to try to find a way to enter.
But you can see it's pretty easy for G2 to just 2-man this. Again, they have 3 people who can shred through a Nash. Solar Flare going wide, though, is big. You brought it up before. That's really the only reliable engagement. But flash over the wall from Caps is a damn good way to get that fight shifted in their favor. In the blink of an eye, the staring contest easily won. But now Mickey with the re-engage. Slowq waiting for the resets. Can he find another? Wonder waiting for the setup. Dash back in on the action pursuit, but Slowq just doesn't have the damage to finish it. Flashes over the wall, but he's burning down. Skewmon to get another. Wonder will take down Caps, but it costs him just about everything. Skewmon continuing to chase, dashes away from the wall. It was close, but G2 takes the fight. The Skewmon gets a triple.
And it was so close, but it's an ace for G2, and it's going to be the Nash for G2 as well, as I think Skewmon and LeBron should be able to just do all this with the Wolves tanking up the Nash. That feels like maybe that was the last opportunity that SK had in this series. When Mickey got this fantastic engage, I think if slowQ doesn't go into the Zonias here, maybe, I'm not sure if he meant.
As impactful as that ulti was from Caps, it's really double 80 carries on the side of G2 that are very dynamic.
Wonder,
Now you can see, this is pretty unplayable for Wonder. Gonna desperately try to go Mega. The wall barely clips him. It might be enough. Nice sidestep for Broken Blade. Wonder cannot connect. Lock into the Iron Solari. Once again, saving Wonder's life for the second time this game, just barely holding on.
Broken Blade barely got clipped by the stun there, so he's not able to have the damage to take down Wonder. As he is on a long flank here by Skins. He doesn't have the ultimate nor the exhaust. Has the flash though.
Flash. Good damage. Spinning on top of Broken Blade. Flash away. Nice condemn backwards on the second Cyclone, but a flash in from Skeens finishes the job. G2 at least break the bottom lane tier 2 tower, so the Baron push from G2 slowed. The gold lead still very heavily in their favor, but the impact of this Red Bull Baron power play going to be somewhat mitigated unless...
Oh. They're on a ward, so Mickey knew this wants to waste their time and try to cancel some of the recalls from G2. And it does mean that, as you said, the Baron
almost 3,000 in favor of G2, and more importantly, Soul Point. The next Cloud would give them that Cloud Soul, and SK absolutely cannot afford to let happen as that Solar Flare does connect. Wonder locked up. Immediate response now coming in. The Hound's pursuit from Skimon trying to chase, but Skeens has found his way on top of Hansama, and this might just be enough to lock him out of the fight. Hansama already quickly retreating though. It's only LeBrob to drop thus far. SK
really strong in these fights. If he's able to time that Mega Narc transition well, but Caps is in trouble here.
Ashen, Purgatory on a Caps. Nice backstep from slowQ, moving in with the Ashen pursuit to try to finish the job. Caps buys a couple extra seconds, waits for the Purgatory to fall away at the very least, but that's a shutdown for slowQ.
That's Caps dead for 60 seconds. There's no objective up and available, but SK can look to siege for the mid and the top tower at least. And if SK can find a fight here, this could be the end of the game. But G2, they know this. They don't want to give them that fight. They're just going to respect and drop both the mid and the top tower.
Broken Blade trying to offer at least one pressure point for the side of G2 Esports. Recalling that brush. SK forced to group up like this as G2 just takes so much space. Broken Blade continue to force. Did use his ultimate as Mickey gets lower and lower. Dash in onto Hansama. 2 members locked up by the Cyclone. Yopa immediately gonna ult, and that's a reset coming in for slowQ as he chases down Hansama, but an ulti responded to by Skewmon. He can't stick to the target. It's the death ball of SK. Caps looking for a way in. Incredible backstep on the Petrifying Gaze from Skeens. Keeps this fight alive as Wonder desperate to keep the engage going, but the triple carries on the side of G2 are still here, and it's SK to pick up a soul point of their own.
And it's so
in a position to contest. Now forced to walk in, but it's SK who are split up. Yopa, who is isolated. This is very dangerous for the Syndra. Wonder fully stacking the Mega. Yopa coming over the wall, back to his team. Skeens and Mickey hoping to find a play. G2 collapsing on Mickey, knowing that he is the big playmaking tool. Carries of G2 stepping forward, trying to take a bit of a space. Exhaust from Mickey. Mickey about to get taken down. Skeens looking for a re-engage of his own. Nice backstep on the Solar Flare, but Mickey already forced out of the fight. Mickey already deleted. No Baron in sight. Skeens forced into GA. SK crumbling. The collapse on the Mickey paying off beautifully for G2, and Skeens about to fall. The coordination non-existent. Broken Blade looking to make a quick montage as slowQ and Wonder are on the way out, but the Hound's pursuit is there. Skewmon on the chase. slowQ hoping desperately to get anything back, but all that's left is one little Yordle and a dream. A TP into the bottom lane as Wonder desperately tries to hold on, but even the wallop is not enough. G2 set to end it here.
G2, they found the fight. They got the ace. Caps can TP in the bot lane, and he's going to finish it up. The death timers are too long for them to be able to hold on. And it was SK. They didn't quite have the damage to finish the Nash. They didn't have the greatest turn. And G2 could kite them out, take down Mickey. Mickey's up in 2 seconds, but the rest of the carries are still dead for 20. G2 should be able to just finish this game nice and clean.
Simply too far away. One terrible fight for G2 into a nearly perfect one as SK did not get another opportunity to use that combo. It's a full-on fountain dive. Farewell to arms for a former brother as G2 cleaned this one up nicely. 2-0 in the series versus SK, moving up to 3-1.
It was a valiant effort by SK.
Welcome back to the LEC studio. We're in the fan area here. We're going to show you some stuff a bit later. But first, hello, yeah, hi. Welcome, everyone. BB, welcome as well. 2-0. The games were long, though. So talk me through what happened and why you couldn't close them out sooner.
The games were long indeed. It was a fun series. Lots of back and forth, a lot of fighting. The second game especially was not how I anticipated it.
Okay.
I feel like I should have been out a bit more ahead with Vayne against Gnar. They played it pretty well with the 2v2 top lane finally. It's not always 2v2 bot lane.
Yeah.
Me and Labrov, I would say we linking them a little bit.
All right.
A little bit. Anyways, I mean, I think we're experimenting a lot right now. But obviously, don't want to discredit SK. I think they played good. You know,
Yeah.
they challenged as well. So, but it was a fun series to play. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the improvements from SK. Hopefully, better things for them this time around. What kind of feedback do you think Perks is going to give you guys after this one? Because we see him laughing even when you guys end. So I'm like,
I mean, I think he's not going to be too happy
okay.
with our performance today. I think we did a lot of silly mistakes. But a win is a win, and that's something to be happy about.
All right,
Yeah.
we take the dub. We take the dub, and I'm going to take you to the fan table. You know what? We're going to slow walk like you did last week. A lot of aura you gained with that walk, and honestly, props to what you did, especially with the KC fans. But I wanted to show you actually what the fan and the fan alley, shout out to these girls and guys here responsible for the table and the amazing art we see every week. I wanted to take you here, Bibi, because we often go here with the casters, but I don't have a lot of opportunities to come here with the players. So when you see all this, the fact that the fans spend a lot of their free time drawing you, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
This is aura.
It's caught my eye already.
Yeah. What do you think of all this?
I mean, I
When
think
you see yourself cartooned like this,
it's very cool.
it looks really cute.
I think this one looks particularly very cool. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm also on that.
You know what? This is for you then.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to know which of your teammates do you think has the most aura? If you look at the player cards here.
I mean, it has to be me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if it's not me,
All
let me. I have
ego
to
match.
evaluate a little bit.
Caps looks like his like usual selves, just like waving at the crowd, no matter what happens.
I think Labrov looks badass in this one.
Labrov looks badass in this one.
Labrov
Okay.
looks badass, yeah.
So this is for you as well.
Thank you. Thank
Is
you.
there another one from yourself that you think? I like the chibi ones.
I mean, to be honest, I think the team one is nice
Yeah.
because we are a team.
You are a team. That's great.
And it's lovely. We would hang it in our practice room.
All
this
right.
one. At least Romain, our team manager, would also do that.
Perfect. You know what? I'm going to give you the G2 Poro as well. There's a Poro from every team here.
Wow.
I thought it was really cute. So
Thank you very
there
much.
you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for talking me through your ego, I guess. Once again, Bibi, there you go.
Amazing
Talking to the
mic. It's an amazing shot.
Amazing shot. Yeah. Amazing drawing.
Amazing drawing.
All of them are cool. If you're in the studio this weekend, check it out. The fan alley and everything they do is absolutely amazing. Like what you do on the Rift, Bibi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for today already. And we still have a show going on.
We have a show going on. What is the next game?
I don't. To be honest, I don't really care.
You don't care? Okay.
Because the show must go on.
The show must go on, and the show will go on as Dagda and Odo are standing on the other side for MKOI versus Fanatic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
The show is still going on here in the LEC arena, and thank you, Laura. And honestly, sick shout out to the LEC fan artists. That was insane. Those pieces look so cool.
That was great, and I really like what he said because he found the one with the most aura. And shout out to the to the LEC artist for creating it, because it was Broken Blade who was the Kia player of the series that last game. He found himself in that drawing, and honestly, great performance from him.
Yeah, I mean, in particular on the Vayne. The Vayne was absolutely insane. But I love that we're seeing BB kind of having more of these champions to bring to the table. Like, he already kind of had things like the Kled, but it feels like he can still pop off in the meta as well.
Exactly, because these range top laners were the ones that were missing. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. I'm on the other side. BB's there. I come back here. We talk about BB. Can we stop talking about him?
Enough
His
about
ego
him.
is big enough. Yeah, enough about him. I want to talk about MKOI and Fnatic, actually, because we saw MKOI grab their first win against Shifters earlier this week, and boy, did they need this one.
Yeah, it was looking a little ropey for a while there. I kind of thought I was about to go a bit mismatch, and especially because I just think that like the team hasn't been gelling as well as hoped to. It feels like they're very disconnected, and individual players aren't reaching up to the standard.
And there's one man who I expected to not get caught consistently was Jojo, because every time MKOI was struggling, it was him who was grabbing them together. But throughout these last 2 weeks, I feel like he was having a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, getting caught in the mid lane, also getting caught in a lot of these setups when it comes to the team fights. Just shows the struggles that MKOI is having right now adapting.
But even some of these kills, like this one here, like, honestly, fair play Fiesta for getting it, but this is not somewhere that Jojo would die. Like, when you look back at the previous splits, like, he has been the focus point for MKOI. He's been the guy that they can rely on, but he hasn't been there.
And exactly, and this is the quote that is super important for me, because he is saying that they don't know their win conditions. And even throughout the game, the reason he's getting caught and the reason they're struggling is because they don't know. And we already saw it in Shifters. Game 1 was a little bit of a tragedy, but going to Game 2 and 3, they were steering the ship in the right direction slowly. So for me, that is the big question for MKOI. Did they finally figure out, because with the stacked schedule that they had before, it was really easy to make this mistake.
Yeah, I do want to see them try and find that success, though, because I do think if you can find a little bit more play through Jojo in the mid lane, try and get him into a position where he can be on these carries, I think he's in a good spot. Because when we got him onto the Tilly and the Galio in those game 2 and 3 this week,